Hello, so I've been asked to talk about what are my passions. Before I go into what my passions are, I like to talk about, I think, what are my two pillars. So, like, what do I stand on, or what are my beliefs? So, number one pillar is my love for my family. Without my family, I'm nothing. And my happiness with my family is what makes me happy. So, supporting my family, my love of my family is my pillar number one. Pillar number two is my faith in God. I'm a devout Muslim, and my faith in my religion is large to me. It centers me, it helps me to find who I am and what I believe in. It guides me and it supports me through my tough times and good times. And my faith is very important to me and it defines who I am and what I stand for. So, now that we have settled what my two pillars are, let's go into my passions. So, passion number one is no doubt is sports. I love sports since I was a child. I it got me through tough times when I was younger, and it helps me get through the day every day. Sports is number one in my life. When I wake up, the first thing I do is pray. Second thing I do is turn on my phone, turn on the sports radio app, and start listening to sports radio. But not only sports, uh, listening to sports or liking sports, I also like to play sports. And I like to be athletic, and I used to be a big runner. So, again, being active, being sports is all important to me. So, sports, why is it important? Is because I love the team aspects of sports. I like it that not one individual is makes a team. A team is composed of several players. So, to me, sports, that's what to me what makes sports so fun and entertaining is that if you sit and analyze, like for example, a football play, it's not just the quarterback throwing the ball to wide receiver to score a touchdown. It's what does it take for that play to happen. The offensive lineman has to be set to guard the rushing defensive end. The cornerbacks have to be ready to guard against the wide receivers. It all works together. Without the wide receiver uh, blocking, or the offensive line blocking, or the running back getting that last minute rush coming from the edge, that touchdown does not happen. And same for defense. If that cornerback doesn't press the wide receiver, causing the wide receiver to change his path, then that touchdown will happen. So it's so important. Everything is important. It's not based off of one player. And that's what I love sports is the camaraderie and the team aspect of sports. All right, passion number two is my love of design and aesthetics. It plays a big role in my life, obviously, because I am a graphic designer. But two, I like things to look good. I like to wear nice clothes. I like to have nice cars. I like certain ways certain things are set up in the house. It's important to me. Visuals are important to me. Design is important to me. It all started when I was in college, when I had no clue what I wanted to do, what I wanted to be. I struggled in grade school, I struggled in high school. I had no vision of what I was going to be. I started in marketing. I had to take a class in design, and from there everything just clicked. I knew right then and there when I took after my first class in design that that was what I was going to do. I changed my major. I became a graphic designer. And why I think it's a passion is because nothing in my life clicked until I took that first design class. After I took that design class, I lived and breathed everything design. I bought a computer with all my money saved up. I stayed on that computer. I designed things nonstop. I looked at magazines. I looked at books. I looked at billboards. I looked at everything. Anything that visually looked appealing to me, I wanted to know how that was created. And I then started to realize that it was not the big picture and whole. It's what the small little elements, the squares, the circles, the triangles that come up to make that overall image. I then realized that I can take a big image and break it down into its little parts and see how something's actually constructed. And then I can reconstruct it and develop it into some of my concepts at work, at home, and at play. So design to me is very important. It's a huge passion. I am constantly looking up on ways to better myself as a designer. I go online and read on tips. I constantly am trying to strive to be a better designer visually, print, and digital. So to me, design is very big and very huge passion in my life. All right, my third passion, and again, before I finish, I have tons of passions. So I just wanted to pick, I think, what are my three big passions? And so I already said one is sports, two is design, and three, something that came late in my life, is cooking. I love to cook. And again, I think it kind of relates to what things look like visually pleasing, but also taste good. And again, going back to what I was saying about my design aesthetics, where I can see something that looks good and try to deconstruct it and figure out what the small pieces make up to the larger piece. Cooking comes in the same way. I would like to go to restaurants, or I'd go to someone's house or taste a meal that was amazing. And then I would start to figure out, like, okay, that's a little bit vinegar, or that's a little pepper, or that's a little certain spice, or any kind of flavor profile. I start to realize that I can sense these flavor profiles and then start to replicate that in my own cooking. And then I just one day decided to cook a meal. And I threw in a couple of spices that I thought that would work. And first couple times wasn't the greatest, but I started to work with it. And I consider myself a pretty decent cook now these days. I have a couple of recipes that I feel that are killer and are always good on spot, and I still like to experiment. I go to YouTube, I go to books, I try to figure out how to cook different things. And so, and another point is that I enjoy cooking because it also brings the family together, and I enjoy to see happy faces, happy family, happy life. So cooking is my third passion. Before we wrap up, I want to give a special thanks to my daughter who is recording this video, and she is going to also take the time to do a quick edits so the boss man likes it, the mad scientist. I hope you appreciate it, and we'll see what comes of this.
This video was produced by Reina Ashrafi.